In a corner of Jaipur's pink city, near the chaos of the bus stand, Rafiq swept the streets each morning. No one really saw him. Just a man with a broom, another background figure in the noise of life. He earned barely enough to eat. Sometimes he would sit under a peepal tree, staring at the people rushing by. Well-dressed, busy, successful. Why is life so unfair? He often thought. I work hard, I don't steal, yet I have nothing. One afternoon, tired and sweaty, Rafiq sat on a bench eating dry chapati when an elderly gentleman sat beside him. He was dressed modestly but had a calm, polished aura. The man noticed Rafiq's broom leaning against the bench. You sweep these streets every day? He asked. Rafiq nodded. Yes, and still life sweeps me aside like trash. The man smiled kindly and said, Son, life doesn't give to those who only take. To receive something meaningful, you must give something valuable first. Rafiq frowned. What do I have to give? The man pointed at a nearby vendor. That man sells tea. He gives people warmth and refreshment. The cobbler repairs shoes. He gives comfort. You too must find what you can give with heart, not just do with hands. He stood to leave, but added one last thing. Find one thing people want and give it with love, dignity, and excellence. That's how you change your life. That night, Rafiq couldn't sleep. He kept replaying the stranger's words. Give something valuable. Give with heart. The next morning, as he swept the pavement near a temple, he noticed something. People were buying garlands and loose flowers from a grumpy vendor who treated them rudely. The flowers were often old, yet people still bought them. Why? Because they had no choice. An idea bloomed. What if I offer fresh flowers with a kind word, a little smile, something better than this? Using his tiny savings, Rafiq bought a small batch of marigolds and roses from the wholesale market. Instead of begging or sweeping that day, he stood near the temple, holding a small basket of neatly arranged fresh flowers. As devotees approached, he greeted them respectfully. Namaste, sir. Fresh flowers for your prayers. No wilted petals, only blessings. To his surprise, people stopped. They smiled back. His honesty, his politeness, and the freshness stood out. He sold every garland in an hour. And at the end of the day, he earned double what he used to get by sweeping. Every day, Rafiq reinvested his earnings into more flowers, better presentation, and eventually a small table. He started remembering regular customers' names. He offered a free flower to little kids. He gave value, warmth, and trust. Soon, his flower stall became known for freshest flowers in the area, honest pricing, courteous service. His income grew, but more importantly, so did his confidence. A year later, Rafiq was no longer a street sweeper. He had a small flower shop near the temple, employed 2 helpers, and supplied flowers for weddings and offices. People often said, buy from Rafiq Bhai. He treats flowers and people with care. One morning, as he arranged jasmine strings, the same elderly man who once gave him the advice returned. He smiled and said, I see now, you discovered the power of giving first. And life gave back. Rafiq joined his palms and replied with moist eyes, you changed my thinking, and that changed my life. Rafiq's story isn't just about selling flowers. It's about a man who stopped seeing himself as a victim and started seeing himself as a valuable giver. He didn't wait for life to change. He didn't beg for respect. He didn't blame fate, society, or his past. Instead, he asked one powerful question. What can I give that will bring value to others? That one shift in thinking from surviving to serving, changed everything. From being ignored to being respected, from earning scraps to building a business, from sweeping dust to planting dignity. Let this be a reminder to all of us. No matter where you start in life, your circumstances don't define your future. Your thoughts do. You may not have money. You may not have education. You may not have connections. But you do have the power to think differently and offer something valuable to the world. And when you give with honesty, care, and purpose, life notices. People respond. Opportunities multiply. Because the truth is simple. When you change your thoughts, you change your actions. When you change your actions, you change your impact. And when you change your impact, the world changes how it sees you. So don't wait for luck. Don't wait for a miracle. Be the miracle.